Hello!
Hello.
Yay! It's
I always have to do a little
Thursday.
dance.
I know, right? Me too. I just feel like moving my body.
Hey,
We made
wait.
it through another day.
You're looking good in that sweater.
Oh, I'm glad you know.
Wait,
I'm
and
giving.
you know your color. You was like, no,
I
I want
do.
red. I was like, okay. It looks really good on you.
I appreciate you noticing. I'm gonna tell you insider secret. They used to
Yeah,
call me
what is it?
Big Red back in the day. So
Really?
yeah.
They start calling you Big Red?
I mean, bring it back. Bring it back. I missed that. Yo, Big Red, come play ball
Big
with us.
Red.
Yeah.
I love
Wow.
it.
So
How was your
I'm
day?
seeing. My day was amazing. It was actually
Good.
really good.
Good.
Given what we've been through these last few days, I have to
Yep.
say, just getting ready for today and being centered and
Yep.
looking forward to having a wonderful conversation with you and our guests tonight.
I know.
I'm very excited.
I'm
How was
excited.
your
I'm excited.
day?
My day was full. I'm Momty during the day. I'm also doing real estate escrow during the day and preparing for this and trying to cook and all that good stuff. So
Doing it all. I'm telling you, do it all. Cause I think that's why we call you something special. And I'll let our next guest, who we're about to introduce, set
yes.
that up for us. We have
Okay.
someone special coming on
Yes, we
tonight.
do.
Marina, would you like to do the honors and introduce our special guest for tonight,
Yes.
who will be
So
hosting with us?
yes. We have a new co-host. I've been knowing this person for a very long time. We are not friends, we are brother and sister. Period. We don't everybody know us, they know us as brother and sister. He's actually he's a singer, he's a comedian at heart. I don't know why
Okay.
he hasn't graced anyone's stage yet, but he's definitely a comedian. He has multiple characters like in the bag. He can pull them out at any time, and
Okay, I'm
he
ready.
is just a funny dude. He has a big heart. He loves everybody, and whatever he can do for anyone, he tries his best to do it. And he is actually the Monologue Room stage manager.
Yes,
And
that is right. That's
yeah, he's
right.
our stage manager. He actually ran my wedding, so he ran smoothly. And when this came about, I was like, you're my stage manager, right? And he was like, okay, I know. so,
I
so
definitely remember handing him a radio, and he was like, I already know. I got you.
yeah,
Just talk to me right here. Just talk to me.
exactly. So he's so good. He's so talented, and it comes natural for him to do that. But he was like, I want to do more. For the
Yes.
monologue room, I want to help out more. And I was like, okay. I mean, what other way than to bring him on and to be
Yes.
our third co-host? And I'm
Yes.
excited to introduce Samuel Peoples, but better known as Samuel P at the monologue room.
All
Samuel
right.
P. Or
Come on in
Sam
this
P.
room.
What's good, y'all?
Yay! Hello, hello. Welcome.
Thank you
Welcome,
so
welcome,
much.
Welcome.
welcome.
I feel
It's so
good.
good.
I have graduated. I am now
You
on the
gra-
big screen. I'm looking at myself, Mama. I done made it.
you graduated.
How y'all
Oh
doing?
man. Oh, amazing. So
Y'all
glad to
good?
have you with us.
And I appreciate the opportunity. First of all, I got to let the world know who all I love. I got a nickname for it. So they have to know y'all nicknames.
Right.
First,
Uh-oh.
we going to start off with Brittany, better known as B. Baby. What's good, baby? How you doing?
Yes. Because I got a baby face. Is that
Yes.
why? I
Go
like
ahead. It's all you, baby. It's all
it.
you.
I love that name.
I
I
love
love
it.
Yes,
it.
Thank
yes.
you.
Last but not least is the boss lady herself, Mrs. Marina Kidd. What's up, boss lady? How's
Boss
your day?
lady, come
Woo! Boss
on.
lady. I love my name. Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
Boss
Yeah, I gotta
lady
give y'all a
for
little.
sure.
What's your nickname?
I know.
My
What
nickname
was
is actually Sammy P, but I go by Sam P. I got a nickname to
Sam
the
P?
nickname. Yeah,
I like that. Ooh,
I
that
like
feels
Sammy
good.
P.
I got a
Sammy
Yeah,
P.
nickname to the nickname.
it flows. Sammy P.
Sammy
It's
P. You know, I kind of like Sam P because it sounds like you got an album coming out. Come get
okay. Well,
this
let's do that
Sam
then.
P EP that's about to drop. That's
Well,
what
y'all
I
know I
like that.
sang a little. Y'all
I
know I got
know.
I got it.
I
I
like.
got it right there waiting for you. Just ask me at any time.
Okay,
Wait,
okay.
I before we move on, I got to give y'all a little background of myself. Give y'all something what
Yes.
I used to do. Back in my heyday, as the old people
Okay.
call it. I used to run numbers for Macaroni Tony in there, but now I'm only running
Mm.
numbers for the Lord. Hallelujah. So I'm a Christian, saved by grace now.
Amen.
Also, blue
Amen.
blue is my favorite color. I heard boss lady saying that you have on red. I
Yes.
have on blue. So y'all know blue is my favorite color. That means I'm a Crip at heart.
Oh
But
Lord. Oh good
but
Lord.
but
Yeah.
hold on now. My favorite rapper is YG. So I kind of tend to the blood side every now and then, but
You
don't tell
you
nobody.
you blessed by the blood. That
I
you covered. That's all that
covered
matters. That's all that
all day,
matters.
every day. So I
I
appreciate
love
this
that.
opportunity,
I love
guys.
it.
Thank
I
you so
love
much
it.
for choosing me to be a
Absolutely.
part.
Welcome to the squad. We are
Thank you
so
Yes.
so
blessed
much.
and happy to have you. So,
I
are y'all ready
appreciate
to
it.
get into this show tonight?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's
All
get
right.
into it.
Well, we have a specialer, a special guest that'll be coming on a little later. But at this moment, we are going to cover our current industry news, and we have a really good list
Right.
Yeah,
of
we
current
do.
industry news to cover tonight.
We
I
Right.
do.
hope
Right.
y'all are ready. Okay,
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
get
so
into it.
let's get into it. Here we are. So up on the screen, we have up first the man I believe should be deemed the man of the hour, Mr.
Okay.
Kevin Fredericks.
Kevin Fredericks,
Are
Mr.
you all
Funny Man
familiar with
himself.
Mr. Kevin Fredericks, aka Kev on Stage?
Kev
Yes,
on
I
stage.
am.
I've been seeing so much of Kev on stage. Um, not just recently, but
Mm-hmm.
I used to do a production called Praise Night, and we
Hmm.
had him and I think his brothers or
Okay.
cousins. They were like a group to come out and grace the stage, and they were great. And just to see him where he is now, he's been
Mm-hmm.
on the grind for a
Yes,
while
bless
now, and it's just good to see him really, taking those steps to get to where he wants to be. Yeah,
you.
Yes.
dude is funny. I haven't caught his show, his podcast show, but I
Okay.
do catch his TikToks or his videos that he posts like on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
But
where I
he's
saw
a
him
good
out too,
dude, and I love
also
that
on
he
Instagram.
keeps. Yeah, I love that he keeps his Christian foundation, and I really appreciate that.
Right, right.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
to it's called Keep Your Distance Comedy, which is his specials that air I believe every Friday.
every
Every
Friday.
Friday. And he started right at the tail end of 2020 going into 2021, and I don't believe I attended the first virtual. This was a virtual comedy special, first comedy
Uh-huh.
show. You bought
Uh-huh.
tickets, you went online, signed in, and then the show started. And I was blown away. I think I attended the second and third show,
And how
and
many
I
Really?
how many tickets you said that he sold for that show?
I believe by the third show, he was boasting that he was garnering about 500,000 ticket sales.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Five
500,000?
hundred thousand.
500,000 ticket sales.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Of
So,
course, he
I mean,
won.
absolutely. Like, that
Right.
is out of this world. And it's
I am
so,
anything black. So if I see a
yes,
black brother or sister doing anything, I support. I'm
yes,
there for it. We are our brother's keeper.
Yeah,
So,
right.
um, that made me happy.
for sure.
Yes.
Hmm. And
Yeah, for real.
it's not just well known. Like, for example, I follow not only Kev on Stage, but I follow all of the other artists, all of the comedians that he features on his TikToks or his
Yeah.
YouTube
Right.
page. He used to work for All Def Digital, so there was a lot of comedians who he worked with, and when he left, he exited, he brought them with him. So I believe it's Tamir, or no, Angel Lakita Moore,
Uh-huh.
Tahir Moore, Tony Baker, Keisha E, who's a friend of mine. He makes sure that his friends, his talented friends, have a
That's
platform, have a
awesome.
place where they can express themselves. I mean, he's got streaming services. This brother's on Netflix
Oh,
now.
cool. That's
Yeah,
great.
he's
Yes, he's
everywhere. And I like that.
everywhere.
I like the fact that he took the people that he knew. He didn't
Right.
leave them behind. And
No,
that's my big thing about if you're starting something, your friend or someone that bring them in. Like Issa Rae says, build the table with the people next to you. And
yes, yes,
that's what I believe in, and I believe that's what we're doing.
That's good.
absolutely,
And we're
absolutely.
building
And that's where
together.
your actual big blessing comes from, when you can help others and when you can
Yeah,
pull others out of that, out of that slump as well. So that's why he's blessed the way
Absolutely.
he is, and can sell 500,000 tickets because he's
woo,
blessing others, and that's cool. I love it.
Man,
exactly.
I remember, and I'm gonna show a couple pictures. I remember when he was on YouTube. He's from El Paso, Texas, so shout out to Texas, Houston,
Shout
and
out to
Port Arthur in
Texas.
the house over here. But El Paso, Texas, and this is the guy. He was a
Right.
very modest. He's got Christian paintings behind him. These are, I believe, his brother in the back
Oh
next to
yeah,
him,
those
and
are
his
yeah.
cousin in the front. You know,
Yeah.
and to see where he's come, how far he's come, being invested in not only himself but all of the people around him,
All the people
is
around him.
such a testament to why he's where he is today. And I can only see him. He's on my TV. He's got commercials and all
I
that. So this brother,
know.
man,
I know. I'm like, what? This dude is
yeah,
national. He's
it was like
everywhere.
overnight,
That's cool.
overnight.
Yeah.
Kudos for Kevonstage.
NAACP
It's the seeds
nomination
that you sown.
this year, so it's only going to be greater outcomes for this dude, Kevin
Yes,
Fredericks, aka Kevonstage.
Kevonstage.
We see
Kevin
you, brother.
State.
We see you.
Yes.
We
All
see
right.
you.
I
So we're gonna
love it.
move on. We're gonna move on, and I'm kind of gonna take it down a notch because we have a guest tonight who I'm guaranteeing is going to take away any lows
Oh
or
yeah.
sadness from this next topic. So
Oh
I
yeah.
just want to bring it down a little bit and talk about some current events tied to film and television, um, in regards to what I like to call woke TV or woke media.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had the premiere of a new series on Amazon called Them.
Damn. I watched the trailer.
Yes. You watched the trailer?
Yes, I watched
What
it.
did you think of the trailer? Just watching the trailer.
Was
I'll
it
pass on.
creepy?
Yes. Very.
Look, Brittany, when you brought this to
Yes.
my attention,
Hmm.
I was floored the first episode, right?
Wow.
One, I was just like, wow, this is taking place in Compton. When?
Right.
Hmm.
1950? Okay. I grew,
1953.
yeah, I grew up in Compton. So, I learned the
Same
history
here.
by going to Compton High.
Mm.
During my graduating year, we located old yearbooks, and they
Hmm.
were, predominantly, Caucasian at
Caucasian.
the time. And
Right.
it wasn't the Tar Babes, they were actually the Lions. So it was a
Mm.
whole different school with
Right.
a different, base of race of kids. And
Hmm.
the whole town was actually. And
Right.
so I knew that history, but I know this show isn't a real, based on a real story.
Right.
But it definitely is cringing to
Very.
Hmm.
watch,
Very.
to see them, to see them be tortured by,
Yes.
I say tortured by their neighbors that
Yes.
was Caucasian. So
Well,
Yes.
Well, Marina, going back
I
to,
I introduced
I'm sorry.
I introduced this to my dad.
Mhm.
He watched one episode and could not watch the rest. Go ahead, Bucket. Go ahead, Sam.
Going back to the city of Compton, as you say, you was born and raised, but your grandmother was one of the first African Americans to actually live on her street back when, back
Yes.
in the day. So, some I can
Yes.
see where it came from as regards into racism back then because it was real. But
Wow.
that show just
Yeah.
creeped me out, and it took me to a place to where I was just like, "Wow, this is Compton." Like,
Yeah.
well, this
Yeah.
is what Compton is portrayed to have been back in the 50s and 60s. So,
Mhm.
but my grandmother was one of the first African Americans to live in Compton on her street. So
To live on the
Wow.
street.
it was
Yeah.
real.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's watching the first episode and not knowing from the trailer that it was going to be based in Compton
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
was extremely jarring. Like it made my stomach flip
Yeah.
because I live in a decent part of Compton, and I hate
Yeah.
to say decent, but that's
Yeah.
how we're like made to see our communities. You know
Yeah.
what
Right.
I'm saying? I remember my first time going abroad, and I had a host family ask me, "Oh, where do you live in California?" And I thought
Hmm.
I'm going to tell them Compton, and they're going to look at me crazy. That's not what happened. I said, I live in Los Angeles, California, or, the city I reside in is Compton. And the first thing they said was, "Oh, straight out of Compton," in their French accents. And I was like, oh no. I don't know how like I don't know what their perception of me now. And I don't
Yeah.
like that I
Yeah.
felt that way.
Right.
At the
Yeah.
same time, it
Can you
was
imagine working in the corporate world on conference
right,
calls? And
right.
I'd be on conference calls for people in Texas and Nebraska and Florida, and we
Wow.
have to introduce ourselves. So at the
Yes.
time, I was living in Compton, so I
Mhm.
tell them my name, and they say, "You're from Compton? Oh, you don't even sound like it. Like, like
Yeah.
how do
Yeah.
Compton sound?
And it's
Compton is a
so it
is a great city. It's a great
it
Yeah.
city. I lived
is.
in there all my life. Well, half of
Yeah.
my
It
life.
is.
Yeah. And to see from the show, I know neither of you have either started or finished it, but to see the way the city was manipulated.
Yeah.
So certain
Oh
people could
God.
benefit while others would take the brunt of why using the term Compton is
Yeah.
now looked sideways at. So I'm gonna break it down to what I was relating woke TV, woke media to.
Yeah.
It's making us, not only Black Americans, but Americans in general. It's holding up a mirror
Yeah.
to all of us to see
Exactly.
what our interconnectivity has been like and how that show relates to how my life is currently is
Yeah.
is mind boggling.
It's
And
reality.
it's
Yes, reality.
so crazy. But I
It,
think it's necessary. It's absolutely
it's
necessary.
absolutely necessary. It was, I'm telling you, my dad was like, he could
Hmm.
not sleep. He said, I can't sleep. It bothered him that much, but
Yes.
this is reality. This is how we're treated.
Right.
When
Absolutely.
really want to talk about it
And
and
I
all
gotta
that's
have
going
fun
on with, go,
in everything that I do. So I have to ask you guys, what was your favorite part? I know my favorite part
Mm,
is all the trailers that I watched. So
okay.
what
I'm
what
pretty
was your
sure we have
favorite
the
part?
same favorite
oh,
part.
I think we probably all have the same favorite part.
We all have the same favorite part.
I
I
love
It
it.
was
mean,
when she went and slapped her ass.
I'm
Ooh,
picturing it in my head right now. I actually have to say there's a part
man.
there's a scene I think right after that, closer to the end of the series, that is just a tinge better, just because it's including the entire family and
Don't tell me.
that. Okay, I won't
I
say
I'm
didn't
not
any
get
watching
more.
it.
it.
I won't
Don't
say
tell me.
any more. But there are lows. There are points where you just kind of like gotta, take a walk, take a lap, and then
You
come
have to,
back, pause
yeah,
it.
you
But
have to walk
I
away.
believe it's a show Black folks really need to see, because there are messages. Let me just put it to you like this. I have a deeper and greater respect and admiration for
Hmm.
Little Marvin, who is the
Oh yeah,
writer of this series.
yeah,
Wow.
I believe he knows way more than this show is illuminating,
yeah.
and I want to pick his brain
I do
because
too. I said the
I've
same thing. I want
yes.
to pick his brain. Okay, little Marvin, can you join us?
Hey, we're here. Please come have a conversation with us
Man,
because you are deep, my friend.
real
Very
So
deep.
deep.
I
Too
wanna
deep for me.
segue.
Yeah,
I want to segue in keeping with this conversation of woke TV, woke media,
yes.
into our next film,
Right.
Uh-oh.
Two Distant Strangers. So we
Well,
got we
well,
got
well.
we got them coming at us, man. I mean, it's coming at us from all. This was the last show was on Amazon. This one here is on Netflix. What
Yeah.
is your verdict?
This, so
Well,
I just watched it, right?
I
I
just
Hmm.
watched it as
almost
well.
watched it twice today.
Wow.
I I mean, these shows are really hitting it on the nail.
Yes.
This guy was in a loop of being a loop, like a dream, a constant dream of
Hmm.
being killed by this cop.
By
Different
this police.
scenarios, but the
Spoiler alert.
scenarios were um like what actually happened
Hmm.
to Eric Garner, and
Yes.
all the situations that have happened to our Black brothers and sisters that have lost their lives, due to police
Hey,
violence.
Yes.
It
like you
tripped
said, it's
me
hate.
out because
Yes.
yes, I noticed that. I'm like, oh, he's dreaming. Then he gets back
Hmm.
up. But what really bothered me was
Hmm.
the end. And I don't know if you
Okay.
guys saw the ending,
I
but
haven't finished it though.
okay.
You
I
know
don't want
what?
to ruin it
Yeah,
for
I
you.
I haven't
So,
finished it either. But coming from a black male myself,
okay.
this really for me
Yes.
hit home. It bothered me, and
Yeah.
it took me to another place to where I can see myself in him. That could be me,
Mm.
but I was kind of thankful that he was dreaming.
Yeah.
But he said something in this movie that really made me feel wonderful. He said, "At the end of the day, I'm gonna make it home to my dog." So.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the writer for this one because it's given us all the different scenarios from
Yes.
whoever has already been killed
Scenarios.
from the hands of a
Yes.
cop. So
Exactly.
this is crazy. So Brittany, I appreciate you bringing
Wait
up
till you get to the end.
Okay.
and
I'm very very intrigued. And once again, shout out Trayvon Free,
Yeah.
brother.
Trayvon Free.
This
Yeah,
it's
Yeah, this one was good. This one was really, really good. I had to go. I went right back in to watch it again for the second time,
yeah.
absolutely
I
and
watched it twice myself because
I only come
I had
across
to make
film.
sense of it.
Yeah,
okay. Okay. Well, I have to say, I believe that we are entering into a new era, a new generation, and maybe even a new genre of filmmaking
the film.
Right.
Yeah.
based on how unapologetic
Oh,
writers and filmmakers are becoming with, getting into the topics that they're talking about through their films. And
exactly.
to close us out, the last show, it's actually a documentary series on HBO. It's called "Exterminate All the Brutes." And I
Right.
know,
I
I
haven't
know,
seen this one.
yeah, neither of you have seen it yet because I just mentioned it recently.
Hmm.
But this is not just a documentary series in terms of sharing information um, and kind of feeling your way through it to kind of see where you fit. This is one of those documentaries where the creators actually implemented storytelling as a part of making what information they're sharing more, not just valid, but giving you faces to go along with the stories, or giving you scenarios to go along with the interactions between these people. So, you know, his name is Peck. I believe it's I keep forgetting his name. It's somewhere on here, but his last name is Peck, and he narrates and he created this documentary series, and it starts off by him showing old black and white photographs of Native Americans and pictures of the treaties and different interactions with the U.S. government and Native Americans. And then he takes you out of the real life and puts you into a storytelling mode where you get to see the Sioux Nation and them dealing with the white settler who wants to take their land, and he tells that story, and then he goes back into narration, and it's, once again, I'll say it again because I think it's really important. These storytellers, these creators are really holding up a mirror to not just anyone else, but to ourselves. How are we internalizing this information? How are we utilizing it? How are we helping? How are we using it to move ourselves forward? And Raoul Peck, that's his name. Raoul Peck, I could listen to his voice because his voice is deep and raspy and gravelly, and it's so tormented, but it's also so intriguing. You don't want him to stop talking because everything he's saying to you, you know it's important, you know it's meaningful, you know it's going to kind of click and make something that you've been thinking about fit into place. And so I'm all in for this new world of woke media.
I'm excited
telling
to
the truth, and the truth only, and not letting it be diluted by other people's opinions or their own fear of how they'll be judged. It's the truth. It is what it is.
It is
what it is, big baby.
Period.
Hey, like they say, that's it. That's all. Good.
Yes, yes. All right, so let's get ourselves back up in this fun. Get ready to meet our next guest. The last, but definitely not least, topic I wanted to talk about is this. A Black Lady Sketch Show.
Yes.
I love this show so much.
Oh my gosh! So this is going to be season 2. It's premiering tomorrow on HBO.
And y'all check that out.
Yes, please check this out. The star and creator is Robin Thede. This woman, I forget what I said about her. I after she announced the show would be coming back this Friday, I wrote something, and I said she is the epitome of like the resort of a Black woman. Like, she is where a Black woman would love to resort, but also the fish you would like to swing at the person who's talking crap, because she makes social commentary so gut-wrenchingly funny.
And she's
that
hilarious.
She is not good looking, okay? She is definitely a looker.
Yes, she is.
Yes.
And also Gabrielle Dennis, right?
Yes.
Gabrielle Dennis.
So the cast, the main cast of the show, Gabrielle Dennis, Robin Thede, Ashley Black, and Quinta Brunson. Yes. These are the ladies of the Black Lady Sketch Show, and it's premiering tomorrow. So I'm super excited. I cannot tell you. Yes, please tune in.
The people that are watching, I need you guys to tune into this because this is hilarious. I need you to tune into all the shows that we've mentioned.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please. All right. So
we know Friday night is people's go out night and things like that, but we are asking y'all. Y'all can just make a sacrifice tomorrow. Go get some popcorn. Go get some takeout. Come back
Yeah.
home
Show
and check out
show these ladies some love because
the show.
HBO did not have to give Robin Thede and Issa Rae any
Really.
love, and especially because this season, Gabrielle Union, Issa Rae is going to have a feature. There's so many. I think Jack A. Harris is going to be on the
I'm
season.
You
excited
got some
for this.
OGs. Okay.
It's a
It's like the Black girl
star-studded
meetup.
cast.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So we've been
Yes.
wanting in Living Color and Mad TV
Yeah.
back. I know I have, and so
I
I
did
believe
too.
this is what I've been waiting for, and
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
2020 Black Lady version. So
I
yes,
love it. I love it.
And do you
Who
guys
what
know to this
episode?
day, I still watch In Living Color. I pull it up
do,
on
a-
I
YouTube. I
do
watch
too.
it. I
I do
laugh like I've
too.
never
absolutely
seen it before. So this will be something new for me. So I will be checking
okay.
this out tomorrow.
Oh, wonderful. All
I
right.
love it. I love it.
Okay.
I love
Well,
that.
we're gonna wrap up our current event news with, of course, we always drop a film festival.
Good festival.
Film
Uh,
Festival.
and this week's film festival is the Artemis Women in Action Film Festival.
Love
This
it.
started on the 22nd, or actually it starts tomorrow.
Starts
Today. It
tomorrow.
started today.
Yeah.
It's a
And it's
woman's
going
thing.
I
to
think it was the
go.
24th.
Can a woman rise?
Yes. That's what they're trying to do.
That's what's up, y'all.
So the Artemis Film Festival it celebrates powerful women taking action on the silver screen, from female action heroes to female activists. They're going to be shining spotlights on females in narrative and documentary films who are fearless, fierce, and revolutionary. And the
Love
great
it.
thing is this film festival is covering pretty much everything. I was shocked how many different categories they were covering: animation, commercial, docu-feature, documentary, experimental, hybrids,
Uh,
multimedia, music videos, narrative fiction,
Gosh.
student, web, full-length, feature-length films, mid-length, and short films. So
That's a
this film
lot.
festival
They're
is
covering
covering it all.
everything.
wait. So y'all
Everything.
said
Everything.
action heroes?
Everything.
So
Yes.
there will be female. So that means my ex-wife gonna be there because she's an action hero, but she teamed up in
Oh my
everywhere I was, and
God.
I didn't know she was there.
Oh my goodness.
She gonna be there, y'all.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
I said,
don't
what
do
is she
that.
doing
Don't
here,
do
dummy?
Oh my goodness. You are
She's an
a
action
that.
hero.
fool.
I'm not playing with you.
I
That
mean,
is
everywhere I wasn't
hilarious.
supposed to be,
I'm
she
not
was
playing
there
with
waiting on
you.
me. So she's an action hero. So she should be at this little festival.
Right. Well, it started today, so you got a couple more days to catch all the
That's why I ain't heard
action.
from her because she
Yeah.
there. Shoot.
That's so much fun. Well, that concludes our current event news, folks.
Good
Yes,
job.
thank you so
Yeah.
much. That was
Good
really, really
job.
awesome.
Good job.
So,
Good
at
job.
this time, we are going to introduce our special for the evening. And
Woohoo.
Marina,
Yes.
will you please do
You
the
want me to
honors of
introduce him?
introduce our guest? I'm going to put you up on center screen.
Okay, okay,
Uh-oh.
okay, okay. So
Thank you,
for
big baby.
our special guest, I want to introduce him a little bit. He's our friend and host of not just one but two of the Monologue Room Live events. Has been a rocket going up, like he hasn't stopped yet. He hails from Washington, D.C., but is currently living right here in California. He's a writer, producer, director with his latest film called Love the One You're With, streaming now on Amazon Prime. But long before that, Mr. McCormick was setting comedy stages ablaze wherever he will perform. He's the winner of the Super Bowl Round 5 comedy contest at Flappers Comedy Club back in 2019 and shot his comedy special at the DC Comedy Loft in Washington, D.C. just before the pandemic lockdown. Talk about timing, right? He's also had performances at the Kinney Center for Performing Arts, Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture, as well as had appearances on Sister Circle TV. Shout out to Sister Circle TV, the Tammy Mack Late Show, Violin, TV1, BET, and Fox Soul as a LGBTQ activist, and comedian. Sampson uses the stage as a way to tackle issues and challenges that black men face in our social construct, like barbershops and black churches, gentrification, mental health, and classic black films. His side-splitting artistry and cultural relevant social commentary on the stage is what truly sets him apart and far above most. This man is on fire, and we hope to one day be on his level. We would like to welcome to the show Mr. Sampson McCormick.
Big Sammy.
Oh my God. Oh my
What's
God.
up?
Thank you so much for that. That was I feel like a Baptist minister or something getting ready to get up. So
Hallelujah.
okay, so before we start, I'm gonna just go ahead on and get it out of the way. I got braces. And
Okay.
listen, I took this time during the pandemic while we got these masks on to get my mouth in order, okay? Because I got tired of my teeth throwing up gang signs, so I just had to go get them fixed.
Stop.
Okay.
And we up here repping too. So which side you on, Sam? Sampson, are you red? Are you blue? What you talking about?
My teeth would have been on both sides, okay?
Okay.
So I had to. And at first, I was leaving the mask at the house, but then when they pulled my front tooth out, I was like, every time I got that mask on, okay? And I had to do it.
Look, I've had braces twice. Let's not tell nobody that though. But
okay.
I've had braces twice and seeing the dentist again. So make sure you do what they tell you to do.
Did you forget your retainers?
Yep. Yes. So what happened? Yes, the retainer. It was the whole retainer ordeal. I had lost them in the airport the last time, and I was just like, whatever.
Oh
and
no!
That's no bueno.
No, I'm getting them permanent retainers because we have come
get the permanent retainers.
too far. Okay.
Yes.
And it's a lot of money.
Huh?
How have you been? I missed you.
I've been good. I've been taking this time during the pandemic. I almost quit comedy during this pandemic because I've been at home relaxing high. Comedy is a lot of hard work, and I've been doing that for 20 years as an openly gay black man, and doing that in this business. The bar is way up here, but it's exhausting. It's really exhausting.
Wow. I'm glad you didn't quit. Go ahead, Brett.
No. Well, at this moment, we've got you in the room. I want to get everyone else caught up. We try to do an amazing job of talking about your excellence. But at this time, would you be okay if we showed them some of your work? Just a little bit of your work. We kind of put a little package together.
My OnlyFans content? Oh, yes.
Don't get none on you, killer. I know that's right. I'm on my way back.
Stick with us, folks. We're going to show you a little bit of Sampson McCormick's work. Here you go.
I try to be understanding because that's the thing people don't understand. As a minority, it teaches you how to be understanding of other people because people fuck with you like that. And I've had to embrace straight people. Like, I love straight people. I will probably have a straight best friend. Now, do I agree with that lifestyle? No.
I really want to tie you up, smack you around, and eat your ass.
Do I know you?
Oh, yeah, you want it. You want it.
Excuse me?
Come get it, bitch.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Life has a funny way of showing you your true colors. If love was an actual person, I chose to take care of this one because you can't control yourself. Besides, I'm really happy. It's been 5 months.
5 months, and I thought I was your best friend. Way to break the news to a bitch. You sure know how to keep things interesting.
What I do?
You tell me.
Oh shit.
Wait a goddamn minute. This is my son. You can't be hitting on my son. I will fuck you up.
Can you honestly ask yourself, are you worthy of unconditional love? Because I'm still trying to figure that out.
Hey y'all, you looking at the hot and sexy chocolate, Sampson McCormick.
So officially, welcome.
No, y'all didn't. Y'all went and got the ass eating video. Oh my God.
I hope my grandmother
mean-
ain't watching this.
Right.
I'm saying true to the comedy. I mean, I love your stand-up, and I wanted to pick some pieces that were true to who you are. So,
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. It is so good to see you. So good to have you with us. I personally was so excited when you were available because the first time I met you, I didn't get to meet you until the end of the show, but I had fallen in love with you.
Yeah.
Because you made me laugh, cry while working. I'm the type of person, when I'm invested in working, there's not a lot of things that can distract me. But I was over in the wings directing cameras and making sure lighting was happening, and I could not keep from laughing. And every time I talk about you, I tell Marina, I hope I didn't ruin our recordings because I was
Wasn't the only one.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
He was laughing
Right.
He was laughing so much. I was just like, I mean, you can't help it. I mean, Samson, you know you're funny.
Yeah, you're a funny dude.
Yeah, you are. I mean,
Real
the
funny.
Monologue Room, you know what I want to say personally to you and, to the public, and so people can hear me say thank you so much for being down with the Monologue Room, because you were there from the beginning. And you came in audition, you was ready, you was suited and booted, and we met that day and it just clicked. And I just want to say thank you so much for being down with us and for us and believing in the Monologue Room. I mean, you made us go to another level because of you and who you are and your comedy. You're so funny. So I just want to say thank you, bro. I really, truly thank you.
Thank you, Marina. And y'all are already up there. That's why we working together, because we got the same energy. So, like y'all said earlier, we just gotta keep pushing forward in everything that we're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're gonna kind of sort of put you in a hot seat. We're gonna ask you a bunch of questions, find out what you've been up to, and pick your brain because you are literally on fire. I mean, I was deep diving into your life, not gonna lie, but I never hit a roadblock. I never hit a stop. It was just continuous content after content. You are on fire. So I'm going to start us off because I heard you say the pandemic wasn't treating you very well. How have you? What have
the
you?
The pandemic whooped my ass. It hit me in my eye.
Oh no! I can't believe that. Tell us how you overcome that butt whipping the pandemic put you in.
Well, I think it was a good butt whooping. At first it was on some Chris Brown type shit, and I was like, hold on. But because I'm used to touring, I'm used to being on the road, I'm used to doing my thing, and this was the first time ever since I left home that I was like forced to sit at home and not able to do anything. And that was hard for me because they said don't leave the house. I was still going to Walmart, hanging out all day and stuff. I couldn't sit down,
Wow.
And I didn't realize we was all doing that. Wasn't nobody sitting down.
Yeah.
Walmart was the spot during the pandemic.
Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
Sampson.
Yeah,
Aisle
so
7 turned into the club. Okay.
I'm trying to tell
Club
you,
Walmart, huh?
it was Club Walmart. We would go up there at 7 p.m. when it would be getting dark, and it would be a long line outside. You know them long lines.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then they had to like give you a wristband or something to go on your wrist to go. And I was like, this is the club.
this is
Right.
totally the club. That is
Oh my God.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. But I didn't realize how, and I mean, I'm not, some people can't sit with themselves. I've always been able to sit with myself and stuff. I think I have great company, but I like being busy. But when you're that unbalanced, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in your life that you miss. And so the pandemic made me go in and balance out a little bit.
I think it did that for a lot of people. You know, we
Mhm.
found self-worth too, because we spent a lot of time with ourselves. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
the whole pandemic wasn't a bad thing.
No.
Some good came out of that because we got to know ourselves, our kids, our
Yeah.
parents, or because if the world was open, we would be busy doing our own things. So the pandemic wasn't all bad.
That's so true.
But
Yeah.
I
That
do
is so
feel bad
true.
that you got jumped by the pandemic, though. So
Oh no, I got hands too. So
got mollywopped
Okay.
I
by
was
the
swinging
pandemic.
back.
Okay.
I was swinging back with all them biscuits I was in there cooking.
Ooh-wee. So
Okay.
that was my next question. Since you couldn't do what you truly love, which is bringing joy and laughter to audiences, what was something that you fell back on that you could only do not on aisle 7 at Walmart, but just in your house? What was something that you used to release that pent up energy and stress? Besides that,
Besides that,
Hold on now, what are you thinking about? Because
Woo!
I
I
was
was about
talking
to say,
about.
hold on, killer.
we know you, Sampson. We know.
right?
Don't do nothing on you now. I know.
What you mean? Don't get nothing on me? We already wiped it off. I'm just
Ooh,
playing.
I know that. Ain't nobody mad but the devil.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, Lord. Okay, no, seriously, I just got rest. I didn't realize how like mentally, spiritually exhausted I was. And I'm really, since we've done that, I feel like a completely different person. So it's gonna be interesting, like going back on the road for me.
Okay. You think you'll have to readjust? Yeah. I mean,
What do you mean? You're gonna have to adjust?
right.
Yeah, because I mean I like being at home now.
Wow. Wow.
I really enjoy being on the road, doing comedy and stuff like that. But I'm always incorporated in stuff that I do. But it was already challenging, like being out on the road, different airports. Then it's like I only have 2 people on my team, so I was booking the shows and sending
Oh
out the press
wow.
releases, and oh my God, it was a lot.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And
No.
and you got to show up, and you can't be kind of funny. You got to be real funny.
Real funny. Hey.
You travel a lot. You travel a lot. We've been trying to plan a brunch together, but you travel so much. But how was it like? Has it been like that all the time since you've been a comedian? Like, how did you get your start in the industry, and were you always busy like that, or when did that happen?
So I got my start, honestly, like a lot of us get our start, in the church. And I don't care what nobody says, the black church is comedy.
For real.
The black church is comedy.
Yeah.
The black church is the shadiest. I'm talking about like them little old ladies that be up in
He
there
ain't lying.
acting all feeble. Handing out them little butter
we witness to that.
Yeah, we are witnesses to that.
We
all
witness my
melanated
grandmother
here, so
would go
we
to
all
church on
experience.
Sundays.
Yes.
What'd you say,
And then
Sam?
come home I would witness you go to church on Sunday, but Monday hit, the mission sisters is on the phone talking about everything. Girl, did you see what Esther had on? It's comedy, you know.
It's straight up
Oh,
It
comedy.
is.
oh my
It
God.
is, and it be those ones that you talking about. They be up in there, acting all feeble, like trying to take your hand for prayer and sliding them little peppermints in your hand and stuff. They cuss you out,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's comedy.
For real.
Yes. I had one
That's
at my
comedy.
church who looked like she was older girl. She taught piano, but I guess playing the piano for so long, her fingers were strong, so she would grip your arm to tell you something positive, and she'd be breaking your arm. Like, lady, I thank you. I agree. I liked what I did today too. Can you let me go?
And
See, that's a
Like,
right.
character
You don't
all
say
by
nothing about
itself,
their
Brittany.
pastor.
Yeah,
yeah,
Brittany, that's a
man.
character
You
all
you
by
better
say
not say
itself.
nothing
You
about
need
them
to
old women
understand.
pastor. You can talk
Yeah.
about their husband, slap their kid, but you say nothing about my pastor.
yeah, you say something
Right.
about
Ready to
that
kill you.
pastor, they gonna
Right.
take them strong fingers and choke you right up in there. So you can't play with them old ladies. But I mean,
No,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
not at all.
it's the church, it's the barbershop, it's the street corner, it's the front porch. A lot of
Mm.
you grew up in a big city that's predominantly black. I'm gonna just say this, like I don't like all this politically correct. Oh, you're fat shaming me, you
Hmm.
slut shame this person, I'm
Oh, yeah.
traumatized and all that
Yeah,
because I understand there are some people who live through trauma, but at the same time,
Hmm.
life is traumatizing, period.
it is.
And in order
Especially
to
for the
It
deal
world
is.
with
we're
it,
in now. It really
yeah,
is.
black people, we have an innate understanding that trauma is this is life, period.
Yeah.
And in order to deal with
Yeah.
that, we've always used humor. So, it's I don't know where this new stuff came from, but we grew up sitting on the front porch.
Hmm.
If somebody was ugly, that even if people don't say it, they're gonna judge you for being ugly. So before you go out to the
Yeah.
real world
Yeah.
with your ugly ass, we gonna
Yeah.
Right.
let you know you ugly. We gonna roast you.
Yeah. For
Oh
real.
my God.
You're gonna have
Oh
a
my
sense of humor
gosh.
about it, so that when you go out here and like, and we just gonna put it out there because the documentary is out and stuff, like Biggie was a big dark skinned, not very physically
Yeah.
attractive dude, and the only way he got that swag and all that stuff that he got personality wise that made up for it was he grew up in the hood, and we called
Hmm.
a thing.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
If somebody's
Yeah.
mama came up to the school without a bra on, long titties hanging down there to check your report card. you know,
Oh my gosh.
yo,
Oh my
That's
yo
Lord.
mama should not be
Mm,
coming down to the school like that.
no.
So yes, we're gonna talk about your mama.
Ooh,
Mm,
let's
mm,
talk
mm.
about
And
mama.
your mama came down here without a bra on and help you with your homework and you still got an F too.
And you still got an F. Because it's the trauma. Like, how can I focus? Come on.
Hey,
There
and
ain't
it's
no
still the same
way.
way with the at home learning. Them kids'
Ain't no.
cameras be on. It be everything going on in the
Oh
background.
my
So
gosh.
the
Yes.
parents still embarrassing their kids. So
Yeah,
Yes.
Exactly.
yeah.
I know I do.
Exactly.
I'll be going in the room and I'll be like, Dad, I'm in class. I'll be like, oh my bad.
Oh Lord, you being a messing with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So it's we grew up doing that. To really to get back to the point was we grew up stating the obvious. And so if you were poor, if you had
Hmm.
roaches, if you didn't know who your daddy was, if your
Yeah.
mama was a crackhead,
Mm,
not talking about it
Yeah.
isn't going to change it. You're going to have to still
okay.
live with that. So to bring it up, you make fun out of it. And so that's where I got my chops from. I'm humble enough to say that there are some dudes back home who are funnier than I am, probably. You know,
Right.
but I have the intellect to be able to make it funny enough to put it on stage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They don't,
Yeah.
and that's the difference.
And certain people love ex what I call experience type comedy, like
Hmm.
Mm,
family and friends.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I like Kevin Hart so much because Kevin Hart uses his father and uses
Hmm.
certain things
Yeah.
in
He
his
uses real
in and his acts. So
Yeah.
it brings it more home because we all got a family member that's a crackhead. So if you
Yeah.
say something about a crackhead, we all gonna laugh because I got two of them. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
And you know exactly what he's talking about or
yeah.
referring to. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so was it slow in the beginning for you, Sampson, like starting your career, or has it always been like a go, go, go thing for you? Like different states?
Oh, it's always been go, go, go because I don't wait around. I never
Yeah,
have waited around.
that's
Um,
good.
you know,
That's good.
there's still some stuff I haven't accomplished yet. Um, but I mean, the two things that I had is like, I mean, I say a lot of those dudes back home are funnier, but it's like we are the funniest. Like we're funny, and it's like that's something that you know. So I mean, I have that self-belief, and I'm a hustler. Like I'm from DC, so I'm from the hood, and I just
Yeah,
have never understood people wanting to have a career in this industry, and I mean it just has never made sense to me to go to an audition. I mean, I came to Monologue Room, but it's never made sense for me to like go on
yeah,
auditions regularly to convince somebody that I'm talented when I know I'm talented,
Right.
and that just has never made sense to me.
mm,
It just I know I'm talented. You know I'm talented. That's why you're holding the audition and I'm in here.
right.
Come on.
So
Yeah.
I've
rather
never
than
heard anyone say that before.
when it comes to that, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to develop a lot of confidence in myself as a person, but my belief in my talent, that's never been a thing. I've never been threatened by anybody else's talent
Mm,
because I know when I show up, I'm gonna shut it down.
I know that's
Okay.
right.
You know,
that's right.
Okay.
That's
That's it. That's
good.
all.
so
That's
Yes.
good.
that has never been a thing. So and I always tell people is people say, oh well, they won't let me in those. What gonna make your own movie?
Absolutely.
They won't put me on this comedy show. Well, start throwing your own comedy shows because when I started,
Yeah.
I was doing black comedy rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And those rooms you had to be funny,
Mm,
period. Because they were like literally, I've seen people get pulled off the stage and get their ass whooped for not being funny. And I'm gonna take
no.
my black gay ass up in there and talk about being gay in front of these violent black people. So I had to be funny.
Yeah.
I had to be funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Wow.
glad I got that. Like I had to be funny.
Mm,
That's amazing. Let me ask you this.
I ain't take my skinny ass on the stage then, because I ain't that.
Right. Where I think I'll make this a two-part question.
Mhm,
Where have you been that's been your best show
mhm.
besides your special?
Uh-huh.
And where have you been that's been your worst? And when you had that really bad show, did you just walk off stage? How did you overcome having a bad show?
What knock on wood, I've never had a bad show.
I love
oh,
that.
And I'm
I
gonna
love
tell
that.
you, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because like I know how to talk to people, I know how to read the room. A lot of people go up there and they get
yeah.
stuck on, oh, what if I'm not 45? And I don't think about that. It's like you're still in front of people, talk to them like people first. And if you're funny, the funny's naturally gonna come.
It's gonna come
Gotcha.
out.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm
Natural.
funny. So I just rather than try to catch up to them, I let them catch up to me.
Mm,
Right.
And
That's
so
good.
so
That's
that's what I've
good.
always done. And so thankfully I've never completely bombed the show. Thank God.
mm.
Um I mean I've had off nights,
Okay.
but it wasn't like crickets up in there. you
Okay.
know. Um but the best show, the recorded ones aren't even the best ones.
Mm.
Because there's some nights, like you
I
go
have
to church and the Holy Spirit start moving and people get to falling out, running
say
around.
it. Say it.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's been
Yeah.
shows that I've done where nobody was recording. They were just regular nights. We were doing comedy. I was doing 45 minutes, and people were rolling on the floor the whole time, and those
Wow.
didn't get recorded. So it's been a lot of those. But
Wow.
the worst was I had two of them, but I think is the okay. How I'm not gonna cuss too bad. What can I say? Can I say my stuff real quick?
Remember, boss lady. I'm gonna leave that to boss lady.
You know, I
Amen
always
to that.
ask. I said, "Can I? How spicy you want it?"
Do you want a mild, medium, or hot? That's a great question. I
I
like
want you to
that.
be yourself.
Well,
Go ahead.
Yes.
Shanae say it's on you. So what you gonna do?
Whew. Okay, so the two worst shows. No, it was really three. One of them, the Ku Klux Klan showed up to the show. You can Google that. And when they showed up, and because I thought they were playing, and I was like, in the back of my head, when they first came in the dressing room and told me that, I'm like, I don't know why they would play like that. Like this, why they playing about the Klan? Because we was in Michigan. And
Oh my God.
she said, I don't want to scare you or anything, but you had protesters. I'm like, that's fine, let them in, whatever. She's like, no, this is the Klan. And I'm like, hold on, what? Like the Wu-Tang Clan? So
Oh my God.
it was
Not the Wu-Tang Clan.
I was stuck because I mean and I went out there, they were really there. So, and you can Google that happened.
Oh
It's an
wow.
article called "A Great Place for Hate." That story will come up. Then I did this show at Capitol Skyline Hotel in DC. Honest to God, I forgot where I met the dude at. I think somebody introduced him to me at a party or something, and his cousin got out of jail. So at the time, I had been doing comedy maybe for 4 or 5 years, and he asked me to come do comedy at his cousin's homecoming. So he paid me $40 to come do that. So
I don't want to laugh. I was trying to see if it was a punchline first.
Right.
Laugh.
It's just a funny story. It's just a funny story. I just tell, I just talk and it's gonna be funny, and I just tell little funny stories. This so I show up,
right,
and it was supposed to start at 7, and it didn't start until 9. Then the people danced to the entire Frankie Beverly and Mays album. So then they put on like some Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I had taken the Metro, so I'm getting tired because I had a part-time job at Burger King. The Metro closes at 12 midnight. I had to get home. God. So I'm like, dude, when am I gonna go up and do the comedy? Like, yo, are you ready to go? All right, I'm gonna just put you up there. And so you don't interrupt black people while they're dancing.
Oh no.
They cut off the Earth, Wind, and Fire while these black folks
no.
And they were like, we got some comedy for y'all. So
what city was this in? Inglewood?
Right. Where was this?
It was in DC. It was
This is how fights start. You don't cut off nobody dancing.
Oh yeah, you are from DC. You are from DC.
So the dude, he said, "I'm gonna hold your plate. I'm gonna hold your plate." So he took my plate, and he was like, "No, I want you to go up there." So he got on the mic, and he said, "All right, everybody, sit down. We about to have a comedian." And people was like, "Man, fuck that comedian."
Wow. Oh.
So
I'm stuck on the hold my plate though.
Yes, that's where I'm stuck.
They turn the music all the way down. And so everybody, and black folks, when it's late at night, it's an adults only party. You got on Earth, Wind, and Fire, we get into it.
Yeah.
So it's this one lady, she had this old man backed up in the corner. She was about 300 pounds.
Oh,
and she had this little skinny old man. But he was strong. He was hanging in there. So she had him backed up. And but his, she still had, her butt still was, so his little hat was jumping on his head and stuff. And it was these other old people dancing in the corner. Then it was like some folks in the corner drinking. So they're standing around looking confused.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives me, he puts the microphone in my hand, and he's like, "All right, go for it." So I get up there and I'm like, hey, everybody. And the lady who had been backing that old man up in the corner, she was like, man, fuck you, get off the stage. And I was like, well, I'm here to do jokes. She was like, bitch, you better be funny. Oh, yeah, she's cussing me out.
Oh,
So everybody's, headed to.
That was Inglewood.
No, this was DC,
This
but
is
I'm pretty sure it
DC.
sounded
Oh
like some
no, that was a
Inglewood
joke
stuff.
out there, Inglewood.
Yeah.
So, oh, there y'all go. So, all the people get to their seats, and I start doing my jokes or whatever. And the lady who had been dancing with that old man, she cussed me out the whole time. She called me all kinds of black bitches. She just like every time I would try to do a joke, you're not funny. And then so finally I just started going toe to toe with her. And so I think I told her something like, you need to be worried about running that biscuit through that gravy and shut up or something like that. And she was like, oh, so now you got fat jokes, bitch. You got fat jokes, bitch. So me and her were going back and forth. And it just escalated. And then the DJ just turned the music on, and I had to leave. The man gave me my $40 and my plate, and I left.
Oh.
And my plate.
And my plate. Give me
my plate.
Give me my plate.
And the other worst one was I did this show for the DC Department of Child Services or something like that. The 18-year-olds had aged out of the program. So I go there to perform in front of these 18-year-olds who, they grew up in foster care, they don't give a damn.
Yeah.
And I'm up there trying to tell my jokes. And they start heckling. So this girl was like, this is real bad, y'all. This is really bad.
Okay.
This is really bad.
Uh-oh.
Warning.
Warning. This is really bad. This is really bad. This is the worst thing that I'm going to say my entire time on here. And then this is bad.
Okay.
But I told y'all, I come
so
from...
messy. I'm like this.
Look, I had to lean in a little bit. I'm like, wait. I'm like, you said,
y'all,
I got to lean in.
So, I told y'all I grew up roasting people on the corner in Southeast, with my friends. And, when we did that, we go for the jugular. I'm a much different person now. So this little girl who was in there stood up in the back of the little banquet room we was in. And she said, you're not funny. And I was like, well, let me tell my jokes. And she was like, your hat too tight. And I was like, my hat fits my head fine. She was like, no, it's not. It's too tight. And I said,
he's recounting.
I'm not ready.
I'm not proud of it, but I said it. I said it's a lot tighter.
I'm scared.
Yes. I'm ready to laugh like that.
It's horrible. It's
Please
awful.
say it.
I said it is tight, a lot tighter than your asshole was in that foster home before they put that broom up your ass.
Oh my God. Look at Sam. Sam and took a drink. Me too.
And I got the
room,
Baptist finger up. I'm gonna go ahead and tip to the left, Pastor.
Oh, well, wait.
But what
First
happened?
of all,
wait, I want to know what happened after you said that.
That's what I want to know. What
the room went quiet, then erupted. Security came and grabbed me by my arm, and he dragged me from the banquet hall to the front door without stopping. And he pushed me out, and he said, I don't even think he said have a good day. I think he just pushed me out and closed the door and it click lock. I just got it.
Oh
Are
That
my
we
was
still
the
God.
here?
worst one.
Yes, we're still here. Can you hear us?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. That joke
Yes.
was so bad.
Samson.
It
Samson.
was so. It was.
Were you
It.
were you mad
It.
that the
It shorted
security
out our
officer?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, were you mad that the security officer dragged you out?
No, I knew I deserved it, but at the same time,
That was the
Don't be sounding all
juggler.
modest and humble right now.
That was
Oh my
everything.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
I would have
The
passed out if I
literal
was there. I was,
the
oh.
Wi-Fi was like, I'm leaving the room.
Look,
The
the
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi
put up
said
the
no.
finger and walked
You
out the room.
you would have got that old lady sigh, and I would have passed out.
and again,
Oh my God.
I really am not proud of that at all. Like I'm laughing at it because it was
Yeah.
silly, but I'm not proud of that at
Yeah.
all. Like it
Yes.
that moment, I actually felt so bad about it. Like that moment ma- made me reevaluate how I dealt with hecklers from then on. Because I mean, of course, you can if somebody comes for you, you come for them, but still there needs to be some sort of
Yeah.
humanity in there.
And I have to
Yeah.
say, I
Yeah.
appreciate the way because you kind of got a little emotional talking about it. So it
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
hits you. It really hit homes, and it really
Hmm.
hits your heart. So that shows that you do have compassion for others. So
Oh yeah,
even though
And
it
yeah.
happened, it made you a better person. So it all
Mhm.
yeah,
it all worked together for the good. So,
because
but
the first
woo,
thing you said was, I'm not that person anymore. So you
yeah,
were in a
Yeah.
different
I do.
place at that
Yes.
time.
yeah,
And
Hmm.
so that
Right.
Samson at that time, reacted that way.
yeah.
Hmm.
And if it was the same way this time, I don't know. But people better be careful with Samson. Samson has a quick tongue.
She said, I'm 19 now and I think I'm hot stuff. And Mr. Sampson said, honey, go sit down.
it's
Baby.
again, that was about 15 or 16 years ago, so that's when people weren't as evolved as they are now. So I mean, it was nothing to say something like that
Yeah.
out loud, but I think
Right.
And then you never know, dealing with people that was in there, they probably dealt with that in their childhood. So that's probably why it erupted like it did, because
Hmm.
that was
well,
really
no,
happening.
it erupted. Like some of it was laughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
When I say erupted, I mean like it was just noise. It was like um raucous. It was, it was some people was in there laughing like, oh damn, he got your ass,
like,
Sonny.
Hmm. Hmm.
oh,
Oh,
got
I thought you
you.
meant erupted like it. They was like, ah,
Some
hell
people
Okay,
no.
got you.
some people did that, but there were some people who thought it was funny. Um, it was people who were
Samson, I cannot. I
because
can't deal
I
with
saw him
you.
laughing. I saw him I saw him
I'm
laughing.
sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I saw
Oh
him
my
laughing
God.
when I was getting escorted out, and
Hmm.
and
Escorted. Yeah.
yeah, and I
That's about
saw
right.
people, you know, it was just it was funny. It was a funny moment, but it definitely taught me a lot.
Okay.
We
Absolutely.
appreciate the
I
teaching.
love that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Well, I have one last question before we move to our game portion. Keeping everything light and funny because that last
He's
one took me
crying.
out.
He's
It
crying. Look
literally
at
took everything out. Man, I'm
It
surprised the
did.
power didn't go out on that
I
one.
kind of feel bad for
Anyway,
laughing like I did now. I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
look. I don't even think we have
right,
any people in the room no more.
But it was
right,
funny, though. I'm
right.
sorry, y'all. It's funny.
I wanted to ask because I've always
It was
wanted to
funny.
ask a
That's it.
comedian.
That's all.
I've always wanted to ask a comedian, what is your preference?
I bet you
The
think twice before she stand up and do that again.
Yeah. Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. She ain't doing that ever again.
Go ahead, Brett. What's going on?
Never ever
Okay.
again. Anytime she opened her mouth, she gonna have a flashback to that moment. She's like, I'm gonna
She's
choose
still
my
dreaming about
words,
that to this day.
choose them wisely.
You think you a changed person? I'm sure
She is
It
definitely
changed her life.
yes.
No, she probably gonna. Cause you know they used to
Shout
wait
out
for
to her.
they used to
Hope you're
wait for
doing
you
well in life.
in the parking lot back in the day. You know they would wait for you in the parking lot. So
Oh
um,
yeah.
it was DC, so it was like really easy for people to go, what was his name? You know, and then they show up to your show or something because we still had the internet back then.
Oh yeah.
What,
Oh
MySpace or
wow.
something? Yeah.
MySpace.
Yeah, man.
Whew,
Comedy has
Lord.
definitely evolved. You can't really get to the comedians like you used to. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
my last question to wrap us up is, what is your go to? And this is kind of like referencing your joke. What's your favorite? Is it the quick one liner, or do you like to kind of like take your audience along and then hit them at the very end? Are you a you are
Be
so
careful,
silly.
Brittany. Be
Wait,
careful of
You're so silly.
how you
You're right. You are
I'm
so
sorry.
silly.
I'm the wrong person for this part,
Are you
y'all.
a Jim Carrey or are you a Dave Chappelle? That's how would you describe your comedy on a everyday basis?
um I think when you take people on a ride with you, and then at the end of that ride, you reward them with a big punchline. That's the best way to do it.
All right,
Yeah.
right, absolutely. That's what I thought, and that's my favorite kind of comedy. It shows people like me the intelligence of the comedian, and I love that. Absolutely
Mm.
love that. So let's switch gears. We're gonna keep the jovial attitude going, but we're gonna put that into a game.
Okay.
Tonight's game is the musical monologue challenge. Were you able to receive? Were you able to receive the list of lyrics?
Yes, I got them.
Okay. All right. So it's
Uh-oh.
going to be on us. We have to figure out what monologue you're doing or what song you're doing in a monologue. And it could be any genre you like. Now, we know what the options are, but we have no clue what you're choosing. So make it hard for us. Make it juicy. Make it spicy. Make it dramatic. Or
Oh, he gonna make it
comic.
spicy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whenever you're ready.
Okay, here we go. You know we at the family reunion, telling jokes and playing spades. Uncle Dave over there on that barbecue grill, and Grandma bragging about the blanket she made. Hmm. For the new baby on her way, even though the daddy ain't really ready. This child is coming anyway. Yeah. Niecy. Now, Niecy came up in here and made her famous potato salad, and somehow it turned out green, child. Green. They have made green potato salad. Maybe it's all them scallions. It could be the celery, but oh, Uncle Jerome, you know his nasty ass loves it. Mm. Hey, baby, baby. Here comes my favorite cousin. He says he's doing fine, taking it one step at a. Hold on, taking it one step a day. Hold on, one step a day. But in my heart, I know it ain't that way.
Oh, okay. I know it because I love it.
You
I
know
love
it?
this lady. I know it. Do
Okay.
y'all
You
know it?
know it? You know it,
Family
Sam?
Let
reunion?
me in the what was it? In the comment section, type what you think this song is.
Yeah.
I know it. I think Sam just said it.
I think I'm
Green.
sure I know it because I love this lady.
Oh yeah. So we all know who it is. I'm sure this is Jill Scott
Yes, it is.
Jill Scott.
and his family reunion.
Jill
Yes.
Scott. It says Shirley Caesar on my paper over here.
Stop it. You better stop. That could have been a Shirley Caesar's.
It could have.
Yeah,
She always talking about some greens and beans.
right. Beans, greens,
beans, potatoes.
yeah.
You name it.
Mm-hmm.
That really could have been a Shirley Caesar song. But anyway, yes. That was excellent.
That was good.
Excellent. Thank
That was
you.
good.
Oh my goodness. Man.
I
I love
feel
that.
like
You did that.
praising him.
Well, Samson, we want to thank you so much for being with us tonight. That was excellent. I appreciate you sharing all your highs and lows,
Yeah.
your experiences in the industry,
Ooh.
and I mean, just giving us some joy. I definitely was so excited to have you on this week because the beginning of this week was a little tough. And
Yes.
I
It was.
knew that there was no way we would have this show and you wouldn't bring smiles not only to our faces but our guests and anyone who watches this episode in the future.
Mhm.
So thank you so very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank y'all for allowing me to be here and make a space what Marina always says is be yourself. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's it.
absolutely.
We want to know, what do you have coming up? Where can people find you? You know, all your social media platforms, and what upcoming projects do you have going on?
I'm going to be teaching a class on taking care of students in the CPS system. So I got that coming up. You know, I'm just playing, but I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh.
Samson,
Wait, this is going. I'm thinking about getting me a couple of foster kids, so I need that
I
class.
can't even get foster kids now.
Oh Lord, no, I'm playing, but let's see. So the film, Love the One You're With, is on Amazon Prime right now. Check that out.
I watched it today.
You watched it? How did you like it? How did you like it?
I loved it.
You liked it? Yeah, it's a
I
story.
did. I liked it.
You know, it has Black gay characters in it, but it's a story everybody can look at and
Yeah.
relate to, no matter how
Yes.
you love or how you get
Yeah.
down. And then I have another comedy special that's out on YouTube called Church Boy, and
Yes.
it's good. It could easily be on Netflix. And I have another major film that'll be out later this year. So once I signed some paperwork, so I can't talk about it, but I'm looking forward to seeing how the
Okay.
world receives it.
Well, look at you.
Oh, when they make you sign paperwork, you know
Oh,
you're doing
yeah.
something. Okay?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You doing it.
That money
Yes.
should follow. Can I borrow $100?
Hopefully I have it. You know.
Let me borrow a couple of dollars.
Oh my goodness. So, Samson, can you let us know where folks can actually find you on social media? How people can get in touch with you or see more of your work?
Yes, you can call me at 202. I'm just playing.
You better stop it.
No, follow me on Instagram at Sampson McCormick, SAMPSON, MCCORMICK on Instagram and on Facebook, and I have YouTube videos galore.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Before
Well, I
we go,
support
can
you,
we
my
show
brother.
that
Anything
clip
that
of
you're
him?
doing, hopefully we can be
Right.
a blessing,
Okay.
be a blessing to us.
Samson,
Thank
I'll
you,
call
Sam.
you after this because I need to know the Amazon Prime connect. Anyway.
Okay.
Shoot. You
No,
say
but
that again?
These folks, I can't make any guarantees, but some doors are
Yeah.
opening.
No.
So we're gonna strategize.
That's right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I love it. I love it.
Excellent.
We want to
But
show
yes,
the clip of you.
Yes. We have a clip from episode 2, right, Marina? Or
Yes.
show 2?
Yeah,
show
show
2.
two.
So this is a special clip for me. This is the moment that I officially fell in love with you.
Oh, okay.
Because I was not. This is one of my favorite films. It's one of my
Lord.
first films I've ever seen that featured all black cast.
Yeah.
And the fact that you did it so serious, but you made it funny.
You made it
Okay.
funny.
So I'm gonna stop talking. Let me go ahead and pull it up. I'm so excited for people to see this because they are in for a treat.
Oh my
All right, it's
lord.
going up on the screen. Tune in now.
Okay, can we do it right quick? All right. Some of the white people might be lost, but that's all right. Just tap the person next to you and go, what is that? Is that a cultural thing? Or? I said it was on BET. Okay. You ready? All right, here we go. You ready? All right. You ready? I'm gonna do this shit. Hold on. Now, what's wrong with you? You a low down dirty dog. That's what's wrong. Really? It's time for me to get away from you and into creation. Yeah. And your dead body be just the welcome man I need. Yes. You can't talk to my boy. Your boy? Seemed like if he hadn't been your boy, you might have made somebody a halfway decent man. Say what? You took my sister Nettie away from me. And you knew she was the only somebody in the world who loved me. But you know Nettie and my kids, they coming home soon. And when we all get together, we gonna sit around and whoop your ass. Nettie, your kids woman, you talking crazy. Oh, I got Jerry. My Jerry living in Africa. Learning different languages. Fresh air, plenty exercise. And they gonna turn out he better than these fools you never tried to raise. Now hold on there. No, hold on. Wouldn't have tried to rule over Sophia. White folks never would have got her. That's a lie! That's a lie! Oh, the truth said it. Y'all was rotten kids. Y'all was rotten kids. And you made my life in hell. Cause your daddy ain't nothing but some dead horse shit. Shut up, quick! You don't have no one to laugh at no man! I had to do that shit one time.
Oh.
I don't know.
So much. I didn't know you were going to do that. That's what I love about you being the host at the Monologue Room. I know you're doing big things, but I mean, our next show, I would love to have you there if your schedule allows. I just love that about you. You just go for it and you do it. Like, you know your audience, and I mean, listen to the audience.
Yes.
People, you have to come to the Monologue Room. You have to come. We have a good time.
People gotta come.
Yes.
People gotta
the
come.
fact that there was people talking to you while you were performing, and the guy was like 3 seconds in, color purple.
Right,
that was delayed.
Color purple.
It's it's
color purple.
that's the beautiful thing. I mean, I can perform in front of any audience, but that's the beautiful thing about being in front of Black audiences is because I always knew how to perform for Black people, but the being able to be openly who I am in front of them, that was a barrier, to be with our family and be like, but once the more comfortable I got with that, the less they cared when I was on stage. And so I think people know what's real. People know what's real.
Yeah, of course.
And so when I'm up there, it's funny, but it's also like chilling with your favorite cousin. It's like, it's culture. It's like it's a good vibe. you're dealing with
Yeah.
somebody that you know is good people, and the audience has a great time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They have.
Absolutely. Well, today, as your audience, we
Thank you.
absolutely can't get
Thank you.
enough of you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
again so very much for being with us here at
We
the
love you. We
Monologue
love
Room.
you.
I
Thank
love
you so
y'all.
much for coming on tonight with us. I really appreciate you taking out the time to share your experience with not just us, but with the people that are watching. And
Yeah.
hopefully they learned something today and took something from your interview. And that's what we're here for, to give some insight.
Absolutely.
Besides you,
They took my
besides that,
they took my name.
Right.
They're gonna have me on the sex offenders registry tomorrow.
That's
Stop it. Stop it.
they gonna nickname you Broomstick. What's it called? Broomstick. Baby, that's Broomstick.
Shut up.
what do you mean by broomstick?
Oh my
my
gosh. Oh my
Lord.
I'm
goodness.
done.
No,
I'm done.
no.
Well, once again, thank you so much, Sampson, for being with us. Come back and see us. Come back and hang out with us. Catch us up with what you're doing, your movie, that whenever it comes out, come
Oh,
chat
yeah.
with us about it. And can't get enough of you. So have a good
Thank you.
night. Thank you
We
so
Good
love
night.
much.
Yes,
you. We
good
Love
love
night. I
you.
love y'all.
you.
Thank you.
Have a
Good
good
night,
night.
y'all.
You.
All right, you
Bye.
too.
Oh my God.
That was fun. That was fun.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love him.
No, he is
Oh my
naturally
gosh.
funny to me. You know,
He
he
is
is a
so
really
funny.
funny guy, and working with him at the Monologue Room, he had me laughing in the back. So, Britt, you
Yeah.
hold on, baby, you wasn't on.
Be
Big
baby.
baby.
I was back there dying laughing. So
Yes.
he's
I
just a
mean,
funny
there
dude.
was no time besides when our actors were performing that someone wasn't enjoying themselves
Right.
Yeah.
just for having him on the stage. He was connecting. Like, you can even see his commitment to connecting with the audience right before he did that performance. He was like, "You ready?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ready?"
You
You
ready?
know, and it pulls you in because I wasn't sure what he was about to do. I was actually kind of scared. Like, we didn't talk about this.
We never rehearse with him. Never
We
rehearse.
didn't.
We give
Right.
him his lines
Right.
and where he needs to stand on stage. But
Mhm.
I mean, other than that, we didn't have a rehearsal with him. He knows, to go through the TV guide, as he said in another clip. He calls it a TV guide, a TV
Yes,
guide, a
that's
little
right.
booklet.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but you also heard what he said, and that goes back when you love what you do. It's not a job.
Yes.
So it's like
Exactly.
chilling with your favorite cousin or or your homeboys and stuff.
Exactly.
So you get comfortable with
Mm-hmm.
with doing that. So
It,
once again, he is a very, very funny dude. Like, he had me dying laughing. Like, I really enjoyed tonight.
I
really
love
did.
that he remains himself,
Yeah.
regardless, of whatever society says. I love that he always remains himself. And
Yes.
yeah.
Amen. So
I
another one of
should
the
have told
books.
him when he get them big bucks, he better pay his tithe payments off.
Don't forget us. Right.
He a church boy. You better
Tithe.
pay that 10%, Reverend.
The tithes and offering.
That's right. That's right.
Don't
That
forget.
is right.
I
For
love it. And
real.
I want to thank you guys. We had such a great time. Sam, I just want to say thank you. I feel funny calling you Sam. I feel funny calling you
Sam
Sam.
Easy.
My
I'm trying to
first
be
time.
professional. But Bucket, I love you so much.
Yes,
Thank you so
sir.
much
Yes,
for
ma'am.
joining us. I hope that you join us the next time
I
when
hope
we.
so too. I hope you guys will have me once again. This was my first time hosting anything but church.
Yes.
This actually took me back to church, because I'm always doing something in church back in the day.
Yes,
So
you are.
I was ready to say, first giving honor to God, to my pastor, and all of the ministers, to my sister.
You
That's the
know
only thing
what,
I ever hosted was something in church. So
Sam? The next episode when we have you on, I want you. You got to do that because all
He has
praise and glory
to.
goes to him. Come
He has
on.
to. There we go. So now you're going to
Yes.
open the show and then you're going to
Yes.
introduce us.
Yes.
right,
That's
I'm
it
ready.
right
I'm ready
there.
for y'all. I'm ready for y'all.
That's
I
it.
also once again just to say thank you. I love the monologue room, so whatever I can do, I'm always here to help and to do. I did say I wanted to do more, so this is taking me out of my comfort zone because I'm not used to talking in front of people like I am now. So I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. You know,
We love you
Absolutely.
too. And we want
Absolutely
to
love you
promote the
so
next
much.
show that you're going to be here.
Yes.
You're going to be here.
and I'm
So
gonna be here,
mark
y'all.
the date. Mark the date.
Mama, I made it.
Perfect.
Mama, is you watching?
Mark the date. Next episode is
Can we
going to
use
be
the
on
comments?
May
Because I believe my
the
mom is
6th.
watching. Uh-oh.
Go ahead, baby.
Yes. So May the 6th, we will
Oh.
be
Ooh.
hosting Ronda Mormon. Ronda Mormon
Woo-hoo!
will be our next guest for our next episode. And I couldn't be
Gorgeous.
more excited. This woman,
Yeah, I'm
she
gonna be posting
does
that show.
not play.
Look,
And
I read her resume. I was
okay,
like,
did you see her resume?
I
Did you
kept
see her
going.
CV?
Wow.
I
She
couldn't believe
talk
it.
Beautiful black
about
women doing that
now.
thing. I love it.
I want to say this to you folks. This is episode 4.
Yes,
Episode 3 was last week or 2 weeks
2
ago,
weeks ago.
and third time's a charm. So episode 4 and up, we're just making history at this point. And I
Woo!
couldn't be more excited to be halfway through our season and
Yeah.
have this guest, Ronda Mormon, coming through because she takes loving the craft of acting to a whole nother level.
Whole
That's
nother
what's
I
up.
met
level.
this woman for the first time on a set with Shay, which is one of our previous guests,
Woo!
and she is the epitome of actor to the bones. You can ask her to do anything. You can ask her to embody any character, and she'll say, "Give me 20 minutes, and I'll be right back." Like this woman is dedicated. So I cannot
Wow.
wait to have her on and pick her brain and see what she's been up to, because I know she's doing amazing, amazing work. She's constantly working,
I'm
Good.
constantly.
excited. I'm
That's
excited. I
good.
think
Me
we
too.
should
I'm
take
Absolutely.
this to
excited.
Instagram Live. Let's see how
Oh
that works.
yeah. Ooh, that'll be fun. Yes.
Yeah.
We have been missing our Instagram family. I
Yes.
know it's kind of hard going to other sites because that's
Navigate.
typically where you see us on Instagram
Yeah.
posts. So, in honor of you all on Instagram, we'll be seeing you on the
Woo!
next episode on May 6th. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm very, very excited for that.
Yes, man.
So, we're going to get out of here. I know we got stuff to do, and we spent a
Yes.
beautiful night together, and we
Yes,
gotta
it
end
has.
it off right. Please remember to follow us on Instagram at the Monologue Room LA.
Yep.
Visit us on Facebook at the
Yep.
Monologue Room Los Angeles. And please, if you happen to be on YouTube, subscribe to Brown Girls Production. The easiest way to find us is just type in the Monologue Room LA,
Type
and
it
one of our
in.
Young
videos will
Girl
pop up.
Productions,
Just
baby.
type
Yes,
in the Monologue Room
the
LA and
Monologue
it
Room
will
LA
pop up. It's simple. Everywhere.
is
The
simple.
Monologue Room LA everywhere. Even on Twitter. We're on Twitter too.
Twitter.
Oh,
All
okay.
social media outlets. Follow
Yes.
the
Let me
monologue.
send out a tweet. Twitter.
Awesome.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We are growing.
Yes,
29 and up. 29.
that's what's up.
We are growing. So let's do
We're
it,
doing
guys.
we're doing bigger and better things. Thank you so much for the guests who are for the for the viewers who were with us tonight. We did have a little technical difficulty, but I see some folks came on back, so I'm glad you
Yes,
all
thank
stuck it
you
out
so
with
much.
us.
Thank you,
And we are
Yes.
everybody.
so grateful that you're here with us tonight. We hope you
Wait one
enjoyed the
second.
show.
I want to give a shout
Yes.
out.
Go
Boss
ahead.
Lady can't take all the credit. I just want to give a shout out to the man behind the scenes, which is
Yes.
Mr. Michael Kidd. He saw
Woo!
something in me to tell his wife to put me on as a co-host. So Michael, I
He
want to
did.
say thank you, brother-in-law. You are the
Yes.
best. You my daddy, you Marina daddy, you my mama daddy, you everybody daddy. So you hold a lot of acts. So shout out to Mr. Michael
No,
Kidd.
no, on my video, and Sam was like, you have to do a personal video. I'm like, okay. So I'm saying all these thank yous, and then I come back and I'm like, I gotta say thank you to my husband because he runs everything. You may not
He
Everything.
see
is the
him. He
man.
may
He
not
is
be
the
on
man.
social media, but his ideas we have incorporated. I mean, and yeah, every time he says something, we do it and
Mm-hmm.
it works. And so I just want to say thank you to my husband. He is dedicated to the Monologue Room, LA, and he loves everyone that's a part. He loves Brittany, he loves you, Bucket, of course. You know, he just I can't say thank you enough to him. He puts up with me. So
absolutely. I call him Mr. Kid. Because he's the businessman. He's the man holding the briefcase. He's the dude signing the check. So
for real.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kid. We appreciate you so much.
Mr. K.
So much.
So much.
To the D.
Well, I love you guys so much.
I love you so much.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you once again for making my Thursday night amazing as usual. I love you. And until next time, have a great night.
Yes.
See you all on May 6th.
See you
guys.
Bye,
everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Love you.
Peace.